Well, he's clearly he's clearly bored. He's running out of ideas. But like I said before, like he is. You retell your favorite bits or stories of things that you know you've retold many, many times. And one of his favorite stories at this point happens to be my life. Man, he's told fucking my life story more times than I have. And the more times you tell the same story, the more you seem to dramatize it. You exaggerate some points for the sake of storytelling, right? Of course, Jesse's goal here is to go on Shaman and tell the story of Millhip, right? Now we'll fast forward it because I've told you my side of the story. But why don't I just say, like, hey, Shaman back from being off the drugs. He looks like he's put on some weight. He's got chunkier arms, not necessarily defined. He's got a bigger Pinocchio nose. It looks like his pupils aren't as wide and not filling up as much of his eye. His hair isn't as disheveled, so he's looking better for himself, right?
No, he still looks like a fucking faggot. I don't get it. No.
But bro, he's got a gold chain. He's got a gold chain, bro. Well, he saved the money that he would have spent on drugs and he bought a gold chain.
No, his grandma gave that to him for his fucking birthday. Or he stole it from his grandma.
Nicholas, your great-grandfather. Shut up, Grandma. Are you going to give me the necklace or not? I need to buy fucking ketamine.
I need to buy kratom and shove it in my ass, Grandma.
Millhip is Harry Powers.
Where are the spoons? I need to heat up my heroin. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't do heroin. I was just lying.
Now, again, he's about to tell the story of Millhip. Two characters he's supremely fascinated with. And if he wasn't, then why does he keep going on other people's streams and telling the story? Yeah, that's a kind of obsession to me. I get so sick of trying to of retelling that story because eventually, you know, it's old news. But why does he feel the need? Because it involves a character that's stuck deep to him, so deep that he needs to retell this story to make it seem like he's not as much of a loser as I. Now, I know I've failed drastically, and I have a lot of video proof to do it. I know I've tried hard through my life and failed while doing it. I know that all my girlfriends were very uninteresting, and I've forced them to be on camera, and they ended up in front of my live stream as well, breaking my heart. Now, this is proof. This is what happened to Jesse, and I feel for him. Nobody wants that shit happen to them. So we could have had one thing in common, but instead he projects it on others. He feels the need to shut off all the emotions, and when he goes off air, then he takes it off on his family, and then he just has over-emotional breakouts, and he just freaks out all the time. But he tries to play his best idea of a hard, masculine man, when meanwhile, like, he moisturizes his hands.
Is gay Millhip's ex-girlfriend, who, by the way, is also like a big chonker of a lady like that, and a brute of a woman, a battle axe of a woman.
That she was. All right, I'm not going to take that away from her.
And nice girl though. Her name's Victoria, and she.
Now, why was that necessary? You're just being a little scumbag at that point.
When she left Millhip, he lost his mind. The reason he is the way he is now is she dumped him and then went. Oh yeah, she dumped him,
lost his mind. Now Jesse relates to this as well. Also had a bad breakup where he went crazy, but he didn't necessarily live with the person. There was no financial burden. There was no money owed. So that when that seems to happen, and you have a lot invested in somebody, yes, believe it or not, they happen to go crazy. You know, you happen to go in debt because you happen to spend a lot of money on somebody. Yes, that might drive somebody crazy. Believe it or not. I know that's crazy to you. It's all peanuts. You've never had those life experiences. But yes, of course, things like that might drive you mad. But, you know, what's what? What is adult life, right?
I don't know yet.
Him and then went and moved out. She basically like did what a lot of people nowadays want to do, which is like go live in the woods.
Fuck a black dude.
And live off
Fuck a black dude, yeah.
Off the grid. Yeah.
She's like off grid. She's got this really nice cabin she lives in out in the middle of nowhere, and she hunts and stuff. You know, real man shit. And
Now that seems obsessive. Now that I don't think that's true because it doesn't sound like her, but he's been keeping tabs. Now that is obsession, I would say. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and now she's cruiserweight championship of TNA. And she lives in Gotham City.
Gotham City, you say? Wow. And she hunts, and she posts really funny things that make me lol. That sounds like, sing it with me, folks, obsession. Stay away from these people when they know your life story. They're coming to your house. They're gonna tell your story on Comedy Shaman. That's obsession, folks, and these are freaks. You know what I'm talking about.
No, I
and
never heard
Bill
that
Hip was
song.
like, no thanks. And so when she was like, hey, listen, and by the way, the house is free. She was given a cabin, like an amazing, nice cabin.
Which is pretty fucked. If you were to dissect that, especially in this economy, you might want to think twice about that statement you just made. Yeah, you get a free house. Sounds like something is skeptical. You might want to read a little further into that one. Even your words aren't really making sense there, Jessica.
And I think she inherited it or something.
No,
And so
try
she says
again.
to gay Millhip, hey, let's move out to this cabin. It's amazing. It's like a dream come true. And he's like, I want to live my theater kid dreams and still be a wrestler.
Oh, now that, my friends, is projection. Can we give it up? Oh, coming from the kid who went to community college for theater and was in an improv team, claims that it was easier for me during a pandemic to stay in theater. Now that doesn't make much sense. That's coming from a guy who's never had a six-figure salary, Denny. He's never had a career like me. Nah, that's coming from a guy who's never had a fucking real job, a real career. He completely took out his frustrations of his life because he knows he's got no fucking 5-year plan. In 5 years, do you think his paywall is going to be paying his bills? Absolutely not. And because of making claims like that and saying that his career choices are unsustainable, that's why he feels the need to lash out. And his choice is saying that, I was the theater kid. Oof, check the tape. We all know that was your life choices. For you to claim that on me, goddamn, son. Goddamn, that is pretty funny.
Yeah, and theater kid wrestler, like that isn't two mixing things. That's like saying like in-person banker. It's like, no, those are two conflicting things. He should have called you like a carny or like whatever white trash is in Canada. Well, what is that called? Like a Canuck?
I don't know. You had me at Carney.
Like,
I thought Carney would have been a funny
yeah.
one.
Yeah, he should have called you a wrestling carny, not art school wrestler. That those are two different things. Like,
That's what he knows. That's what he knows best. But very funny, and the hostility is dripping. And you know what? It all started because
this HipStar wants to buy Sam Hyde glasses and do a wife's doing making fun of Marsh. Wait, that's me. I mean, humana.
K McDuck says, I think we can all see quite clearly who the theater kid is. Oh, yes. J.E. says, Jesse is the theater kid, right? And Sue Party says, Kenny fucks black guys. That is pretty funny, the hostility and the vindictiveness just to make these claims when really, like, you're just angry at yourself. So it's very apparent, and it comes to the point where PodAwful and Lossless, they're pretty much became the same person. And hey, if they became best friends over that, all the power to them. But now, for them to become close friends based on their love and envy for me, do you think how they have our conversations about the choices I've made in life? They stay up all night and they're in their bed, they're twirling their hair. And I think, yeah, and I heard HipStar did this. They seem to know a lot more about me and a lot more than I even know about myself. So that's kind of worrisome when you got two guys who bond and they get along, become close friends based on being obsessed with you.